Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome to Wildermyth. Well, it's 1.0. It is the full release, folks. I've been looking forward to this game for a lot. I've been looking forward to the full release for a long time. I love Wildermyth. I just think it's such a good game. I really think you should pick it up. And with the new campaign, we're going to do a new story. And we've got all the bones of summer. Bones were buried here, bones were burnt in the ground where their beds all lie, all become fossils for fantasy, all become stories once true. They count on the dreams as they spiral towards sleep. Fire follows fire until every colour is ash. A 5-chapter story with the Drovan as the main threat, which is like the dragon folk. I really like this. They've also had in Legacy 3 chapters and Legacy 5 chapters. Procedure campaign started with 3 Legacy heroes. Difficult scales with the Legacy tier of your starting heroes, which is all really nice. We're going to play all the Bones of Summer. Quite a lot of things have changed. I have been keeping an eye on the patch notes, so we'll keep an eye on it. But the art style is different. Just all this. This was different. This has all changed. This looks so nice. You have multiplayer as well, which you should check out at some point. But first, all the Bones of Summer. Enemy faction, yep. Difficulty, standard. I do miss the fact that they had storytellers to names. We can customize it, we can pick mods. Scourge of the Bandits and Love in the Air. Arrow adds romance options, but we won't have that stuff turned on. Just got to play the game pure. Carved in stone, 1 save file only, every decision is permanent. No retreats after game over. I'm not going to do this, partly because of when you do a Let's Play series, having this turned on as issues can cause massive problems. Here's my map sheet here if anybody wants to follow. Let us dive in. Here we go. 4 adventuring party, which is pretty big for a starting game. They normally do like 3, but I think the last one was 4. So we've got a hunter, romantic intellectual by the name of Marlin. We've got a compassionate snark with the name. I may change the name just because I want to be able to pronounce them easily. So let's change that really quickly. Kettle Cloxy. That should be fine. Compassionate Snark. He's a warrior. Hunter of the Old Blood. A friend. The prodigal parent. And the tough-lipped kid. So these are both warriors. We have a hunter and we've got a mystic. We could pick from the legacy. That's recommended. Advanced. Starting calamities 2. We could have more calamities if we wanted to. We could re-roll the whole party, we could pick from the legacy. So, Melissa. Melissa comes basically like that, which is interesting. She's level 3, Fabled Adventurer. Bally, all level 1s. Carly was basically from the dream, the last one we had, like the bug dream. That was interesting. But we need to have a mystic, it seems. Malisi. Yeah, let's go with Malisi. We can choose 3 options for her. Passive. When enemies stand directly adjacent to a confused object, they gain +1 damage. That's quite nice. Humanist. The passive applies poison damage to enemies who step next to it. Metal. And upgrades certain tools. Elementalist. And endurance. So we could do that. We could have her. But that smacks Advanced Calamities really high up. Recommended 6. Whew. We could pick someone else. I mean, we need to pick someone. We could pick her. It's the lady from our last game. That would be nice. The one who wandered into the dreams. That's nice. Long reach, open-minded. Can refuse with additional one additional target. Yeah, let's go with her. We'll go with open-minded. So, continuing our tale. A couple of human warriors, which is nice, and a hunter. So we've got Bovera, we've got Kettle, we've got Marlin, and we've got Sally. Let us start. Growing the lands. The lands develop. So they get 2 calamities right off the bat. Fortunately, they're not for the main faction, which is the Vavan, which is nice. It's just with the Gorgons and Morphagi. These guys get that, which is not too bad, and they get Corrupting Path, which is fine. A mountain sort of opened its jaws to swallow you. With that much consequence, it would have made more sense. Instead, there was only a smell, and it rose from you. There was me and your body, then me and your bones. Now I send your word aloft on the smoke that was once your breath. Tonight I begin to endeavour your thought we'd Tonight I begin the endeavour you thought we'd complete together, as the bird screeches overhead. I know our maps, our myths, and every calculation. I hold them in me, but I am frail where you were strong. I'm fit best for teaching, yet I have no pupil. So down to me, down to Versal, last and least feather of hope for our failed people. Shortly after dawn, the far fairground stirs with cheery morning noises. Excitement jolts and jigs amongst the grass blades. Malin's cooking pot cracks on its fixture, nuzzled by wind. They have outlandish books, the merchants who travel with the fair, rare to find round here now. Know who you drew. Sorry, let's rephrase that. They have outlandish books, the merchants who travel with the fair, rare to find round here. Know who you drew for the final. Powerful woman, name of Bovera Omen. Seen her around town. Supposed to be clever, little clownish. Maybe it's her weakness is not taking it seriously. Wonderful. Sounds like a match. The match will never end. Neither of you will care enough to hit the other. How's my morning stew smell? Stew? Well, I know you're trying. The fair comes each year to Siltila Timbers, heralding winter. Set up half a day from the town of Glade Town, in a basin between tree-sawn slopes. When it comes, hawks of fair-born goods. So with it comes hawkers of far-born goods, bell-voiced storytellers, corn cooks, and distractions of all kinds. Easy on the smoke, kids. They all chortle as looks like a dragon comes by. Kids? Creak, crack, crumble. If I get my face beaten and try and get the doctor to fix my nose. If I try and get the doctor to fix my nose prettier. Yeah. Hey, you think there was ever a time? Do you think the stories are real about the ancient world, ancient beautiful queens, and the great dragons? Anyway, you'll do fine. Perhaps most famous and eagerly awaited of all the events of the Side-Assam Wandering Fair is the tournament. Experts and amateurs in 10 combat disciplines come to bash their way up the ranks. Some folks delight in the show, gamblers see cease shifting odds and leave rejoicing or tightening their belts. Still waiting on... Oh. Kettle, clock, slee. Stave sparring. Here was giving my opponent the chance to overeat. I remember your mug here. Sign on the thing. The line, you mean? Is your name Bover Omen? I don't always want it to be. Should I say yes? You're pretty unexpected. They call me Marlin. You're going against my friend here. So you're trying to get into my head? Anyway, I'm fine wasting air and warbling in so we can compare teeth or whatever else, but only after I've won. We'll see if you guys ever even hit me. Alright, this is the final bout for staff. You both know the rules, let's get it going. Had it hard, that girl. Mother was forced to leave her, go far away, cat's ass, the other parent, the father, at least it made her tough. Two combatants face each other. You look like a woman who doesn't come home often. They say on a fair day, hearts can open. The bell clangs, they begin to circle. As their fight swings, gathering energy, Marlin's struck by a lightning thought. He has to confess his heart to Kettle. Today I decided I'd do it today. Interesting, so you can have a romantic feeling for your friend or for the competition. Oh, it's boring. And let's go with this one. Something about this Bovera awakens his longing. Nothing false about that laugh. Faux card. This is what I love about Wildermyth. This is basically like playing single player D&D. I think it's really fun. Defeat your opponent. Right, so they're going to come at me. So we can move and attack them. They outpace us. Let's throw down Guardian. Not great. Nice solid hit. Yeah, let's back up and put Guardian up again and let them come to us. Kettle slumps down in obvious pain. The sighs and cheers of the onlooking crowd. Ugh. The match is decided. Winner, Bover Omen. Your girl's amazing, you know, Kettle. I swear I'd never see anyone fight like he was fighting this year. Proud to see it. Wish I felt I had the right to tell her so. Hey, looking like it got pretty real there. You alright? I'm fabulous. The audience clears out quickly, summoned away by the prospects of other spectacles. And now a prize for our staff-sparing champion. Is cut from the stone-hardest fire oak tree in the north. Then painstakingly shaped by silent and salted-haired masters, living tall on ocean-torn cliffs, descendants of seafaring people. Yes, I present you with this often overlooked weapon of the hero's canon, the Ellis Warstaff. Isn't it extra stone hardy and very smooth, I think? Ooh, I'll trust card. Listen, I'm glad you finished the things the right way. I walked countless miles, crossed numbered and unmapped lands, and came back in order to... That man, the tracker there. He's looking for us. What were the two of you talking about? Mulling his defeat, Kettle rose to fare with Marlin. Actually, I wanted to find the bookseller I was interrogating yesterday. tent to tent, they sift through adventuring antiques and handcrafted oddments. Faraway smells billow in every bright canvas. Outlandish sights abound wherever their eyes wander. This is the thing, like medieval fairs, these kind of fairs, were like the focal point for like midsummer, for basically the free folk and the serfs and the people that had to work the land. This and the smallholders, this kind of like these market fairs were the things that drew people in. All the wonders and things they'd never seen before. Most people didn't leave their own villages for a lot of history. They didn't travel that far because a lot of people could only travel as far as you could walk or as you could like ride on a cart or something, or a mule. Most people didn't have riding animals like horses because that was reserved mostly for the gentry and lower nobility. You might have like a farm mule or a farm donkey or a farm horse, but they were busy, or even to be honest, like most people like would plough with oxen rather than with horses, because oxen you can get more use out for different things. But yeah, like these things were a way to see and hear about stories outside of your little world. And they can follow their laughter to find sweet foods and cups of joy. The better part of the day disappears and they find themselves sliding into the crowds to see the fair's final show. It's supposed to be quite good this year. Anticipatory murmurs flow amongst the attendees, even a tingle of unacknowledged terror is there. It is soon over this why. What is it? Says Kettle. He's a Drovu. Careful. They find seats near a pair of familiar faces. Mumble, yawn, people are coughing and spluttering. Afternoon sun bakes their necks. At last, the fair master's face pops into view. You appear to be waiting for someone. Haha, I'm kidding, of course. Here I am, flesh and steel. Knight of the Knightly Star, Sandborn Cider Sam. Renowned warrior Sandborn Cider Sam, retired though he may be, still possesses a remarkable agility. We are the Cider Sam Wandering Fair. Thank you humbly for filling our quiet tents with life these past 3 days. Surely you come here hearing rumours from travellers who saw us in summer and fall. Did you wonder if such a thing might be? Now you can see the truth for yourself. You gaze on my pride and crowning achievement, the diamond I've been 15 years in carving. Behold, this is Fuyan. Fuvan? So was the beast named by a warlord who wore the femurs of our fellows on its neck. Named by a warlord whose head I claimed and tail split, and body stumped to molts. On its pulp I sowed mercy. On its pup I sowed mercy. Mercy, huh? Now, I was advised to put it down, but instead I caged it, took the monster alive, its name intact beneath my roof, fed it, clothed it, I tamed it. And should you doubt my word, a collective gasp arises, as the creature easily removes a bar of its prison and steps free. He let everyone walk right up to it. Don't let it frighten you, friends. Fuvan may be spawned of a Drovan warlord, tremendously huge and mighty, yes, but does as I command. He reaches for a sebe that they supposed thus far to be no more than a prop. And so I give you the most thrilling, chilling, and realistic reenactment of our battles against the Duravan that anyone has ever witnessed. The fair master pauses to let stunned eyes refocus, and existence itself seems to be caught staring. Then the two combatants level their weapons, and they clash. The fight must be staged, but the fair master's performance is convincing as he sends the large Duvar to the ground. To tame Fuvan one was not an easy task, but there was a language all creatures understood, and Duvan better than most. It is called pain. I have fought Dwarven my whole career, even the strongest and the most cunning. I cut down. There was no mysteries left for me to. Even the strongest and most cunning I cut down. There was no mysteries left in them for me. Soon you will see that they are not so scary as you entered this arena. Supposing. I'm not watching this. What? The Dwarven rises, gathers, waits for the Fairmaster's signal to attack. Sandborn Cider Sam clicks his tongue, and the Dwarven rushes forward at fierce speed, his course straight and obvious. But at that moment, a bird distracts the master, and the spear lodges itself in his chest. There is no pulse of clarity from the Fairmaster, Sandborn Cider Sam. He falls dead, the greatsword drops from already loosening fingers as the bird flies off overhead. Every present pair of lungs holds still. Glurk, gra, gungf. The Dover bends for the sword and runs. Peace satters, then bodies flood the paths. As people flee, as fire splits and flies about the forest of tents, Dwarven battle cries, foreign to most ears, riddle the air, bending with the screams of fairgoers and fair workers. It is a core of violence. I don't have anything to swing. My bow's back at camp. Need weapons? Let's lay our hands on some. As the Star Thief says, the Dwarven aren't fangless, but it wouldn't be fun if they were. Let's go save lives. I could also, So, Bovair has grown stronger. Warriors like Bovair are built hardy, enduring, with natural aptitude for battle. They develop powerful techniques for close combat. So, we can choose an ability. Paladin, if Bovair ends her turn by moving, she will automatically enter Guardian. Raider, swift action. Bovair can start a fire on an empty tile or break a piece of adjacent scenery, dealing 1 damage to all the foes adjacent to that scenery. Not bad. Bovair once every other turn, as a swift action, Bovair shreds 2 of a foe's armor with her weapon. That's actually pretty nice. Sealed Sira. Once every other turn. Paladin's also nice if she ends her turn by moving. Automatically enter Guardian. That's Paladin, Sealed Sira, pretty nice. I'm probably going to go with Paladin. Marlin is going stronger. It's a hunter. Crippling Strike, passive. Merlin attacks apply 2 hobble to an enemy, which reduces speed. Thorn Fang, once per turn, Merlin is refunded an action point after melee kill. Merlin's ranged attacks have +1 piercing. I normally like to have a ranged ranger first, a ranged hunter, and then have a melee hunter. So let's get Piercing Shot. Because Piercing Shot for going through armor is quite useful. Another warrior. Sentinel isn't too bad. Leave up to 2 tiles in order to intercept a foe who's passing nearby, performing a reaction strike. So that basically means that if you have a warrior that's designed to be like tanky, he can really move about quickly and stop characters from intercepting your more squidgy allies. Shield Shredder, though, every other turn, rip up armor. That's pretty useful, so we've got to grab that. So we've got 2 ranged units and a stump, like dart, stump. It moves with warrior's bearing, barks for the thrill of the fight. Careful and quiet, it looks for an opening to place its next shot. Okay, find weapons for Marlin and Kettle. Up there, so we need to basically fight our way through here to get to there. Okay. She's got Guardian. Well, she's got Sentinel, so if we move up here, and get that up, and you guys can start moving for there. You could do Cone of Fire. Infusion? Infusion would be good. get infusing, splinter blast, and do him some mischief. He's cowering, and the rest of them can move up here. We get a bonus for being next to each other. Let's see what happens. He's blocked, so he dodges. He's going to shoot through the terrain. Like, smack that one in the face. And let's extinguish the flames. You're going to move up here. There's another range unit, but that's fine. Let's set that one on fire, and that one can keel over dead. We're going to extinguish action. And they're going to push up. Okay, that's not great. And they're overwatching that tile. She can't get there, so let's we could go into the astral plane. But there's no one nearby. We could do let's infuse the tent, which will give us access to constrict, which should kill that one off straight away. And that means that you two can get into here. Yeah, here, Kettle. Singles for company code Sake Stone Arms. Scatter of weapons and things. Kettle this way. Across the fairground, canvas sag and tall poles toppled. Terrible things happen behind the smoke, announced only by the noises of gurgling death and triumphant hollers. They rank rivers in, but behind them I sense a retreat. But be sure of yourselves and know I have survived worse. Right, so you need to get up here. So you have a spear, which is not so bad. I prefer having a shield, but we need to basically move out. Defeat more of them. They are coming. Okay. Let's move up. I don't know where they're going to be coming from, but we shall see. Let's step into the ethereal plane. You're going to move up behind cover. There we go. And you're going to get up behind cover. Raider Knights. It sits proud and steady astride its screaming warbird, howling battle boasts as it loosens arrows and arrow archers in rain. Where is it? Probably somewhere off there. Okay. So let's move up. And let's put an arrow into it. Smash it in the face. You move up. And then what we'll do is we'll go... And everyone vanishes into the ethereal plane. Or the gloom. So let's end the turn. We're no longer hidden, but that's fine. Because what we can do... let's see. Wooden splinter is probably the best bet. So let's infuse that piece of scenery. Splinter it to rip through its... didn't have any armor. It did have magical defense though. We stunned it, which is nice. Get Guardian up. Another solid hit. And we finished it off because she was invisible and they could not see. Now that it's no longer here and you're on the ground, you dodged. Congratulations. Good for you. Let's shred some of your armour, shall we? And he stabs it through the chest. Just drives his spear home, finishing it with a final thrust. Black tears drip from chains from the smoke-stained faces of survivors who huddled, from chins. Sorry, black tears drip from chins from the smoke-stained faces of survivors who huddled, staring. Kettle, you did well, you and your friend. We need creek water, right? I'll go. Full horror won't be known until all the blazes burn out. Fire crouching in the ribs of shredded tents. Fire crouches in the ribs of shredded tents, feasting on fine goods, making ass of art. This smoke's getting bad in my lungs. I keep reanalyzing everything, especially the roots. As I came in, I can't visualize that force of Dovan amongst those proud flirt trees marching. That's really what you're spending time on in the middle of all this. Sometimes it's better just to keep going and let the wisdom follow, find you on the road. Let's get out of the danger, you and me. The danger to me right now is your beauty. I feel truly disarmed, perplexed, doomed by it. But I'm sorry. What do you think of that? I think, and this is still a secret, I think I'm going to marry you. When the moon changes into its fall clothes. Alright, water's here. Suppose the fire's next, everyone will be pleased to see a fire, won't they? Let's move further away first. Evening's near, the knife-shaped moon briefly shines, then gets swathed in grey. Davea used those muscles well. Tent canvas are fascinatingly heavy, couldn't find any more survivors though. All my livelihood was there. Night smothers the world in shadows, leaving a cool blackness where black creases had caught the eyes. Where black creases had caught the eye. Pin-dodging owls sometimes settle and dirge. Did a perimeter like you told me, Callie. And did some of your double backs, Marlin. Those dwarvens are gone. Of course they're gone. Wouldn't have sent you alone if I had any doubt. Glad you place such premium on my time. I value your life more. Anyway, you look like you wanted to be busy. No one has to listen to her, you know. Miserable mother. Probably not the right person to take directions from. Have to listen to someone, Davea. Sorry, but I mean... Sally said. It's fine, just know that my mum, she sort of stops. Sally isn't doing anything without reason. Why don't we let her tell us what really brought her here in time for the show? Long as we keep our voices down, poor folks are trying to rest. Some lost their family members. Davea's, yes. I didn't come here only to reconnect with my daughter. But you can afford to hear the details as we go. Go where? Sally wants me to follow them. The Dovan who fled. My curiosity and admittedly my pride made it an easy decision. Of course, we too must be free to distinguish and decide for ourselves whether and why to come with us. I wouldn't have looked for a conventional tracker, but Marlin's family is unique. It felt fortuitous. Next day sees him already embarking through the high forest. Prince, scarce and muddy here, seems to have purposefully staged a split where the ground's hard. They left the survivors of the fair organised and guided by the most sensible hands amongst them, themselves recipients of Sally's parting directions. Feels like it's about time to name this little group, right? It's something of a tradition, something grim and nasty that makes our enemies afraid, makes folks respect us when they hear it. That stuff's important, Beauvais. You better believe it is. Their path forward in long silence. Then it's that night as they stew bird meat and wild dug roots that an idea sticks. The moose people? What? You always like to suggest something moose. Something moose. Don't worry. Best so far is the Council of the Honey-Eyed War. Polyp's essence I could get behind. Let's see. The Council of the Honey-Eyed War. Polyp's essence. Nah. No one like the Elders of Methea. Let's go enter a name, and we will go. Let's go the Scarlet Band. Yeah, the Scarlet Band, that sounds good. Or you can always randomize it. The Empire of the Raging One, Titans of the Deep Down Key, Wastrels, the Wolves of the Fabulous Fall. The Compatriots, the Blooming Angel. Let's go with that. That sounds like a nice, interesting one. The Compatriots, the Blooming Angel. So begins the tales of the Compatriots of the Blooming Angel. The Compatriots of the Blooming Angel. You know, I actually like it. Wait, really? It's pretty memorable. Summer follows spring, follows winter, follows fall. Shadows follow moonrise, follows sunshine, follows squalor, and fire one day follows fire. And here we are on the world map. Traveling group. And I think this would be a good point to basically put a cut in here for today. And we will see where the Compatriots of the Blooming Angel will go. We have a little bit of resources. Pursue the Devan. Devan will escape in 150 days. All heroes must survive. So we must hunt them down. We have not got a lot of time. But we shall see what happens for us to get our revenge. I've been Cornish-knight. This has been Wildermyth full 1.0 full release. And I shall see you all again next time. Goodbye.